Hangover Part 2 is a film I find underwhelming. It follows the same trope as the first film, and that's not as funny as the first movie. This is a film that I regard as the weakest in the trilogy. Todd Phillips returns to direct this sequel, which takes place 2 years later. Now Stu is getting married to a woman named Lauren in Thailand. So now Phil, Alan, and Doug, they travel to Thailand for Stu's upcoming wedding. Well, problems arise once again when Lauren's younger brother disappears in Bangkok, Thailand. And from there, you have a film that's very boring. I didn't laugh as much in this movie compared to the first one. And after recently watching it, I felt like for a sequel, it tried too much for the laughs and not enough on the story. Plus, it follows the same pattern of the first film. Guys head to a different city, they get blacking out drunk, and they have to piece together the problems in the morning. It's the same concept. And I felt like they could have done a lot, something different would have been nice. And why this time we get a character that disappears we don't really care for? It's Lauren's younger brother. Surely if, Phil or Alan were to disappear from half of the film, I think it'd be more compelling. Despite the fact they're the main cast of this film. Everyone did a decent job in this movie. It relies on too many funny tropes. And not just that though, but I felt like story-wise it wasn't great. And there is some moments in the film that I didn't laugh at. And I was thinking to myself, am I supposed to find this funny? But nonetheless, this is not the worst film ever. It is boring in several aspects and not as fun as the first film was. Now Todd Phillips is a good director. I enjoyed some of his films before, such as Road Trip, Old School, the first Hangover movie. But in this, it's the same trope being played over again. And not just that though, but I felt like the acting wasn't the best, especially from the guy who played Stu. He felt a little bit underwhelming in a movie where his character gets married to his fiance. And the stakes is not as high. Leslie Child played once again by Ken Jeong. He has a bigger role in this film. And he's funny on some aspects, but I think that it's not as great a performance as it, could have been. This movie got mostly negative reviews. And reason being, it's just not as funny and not as memorable as the first. They say about sequels, you can't really beat an original movie. And that's the case here. This film tries too hard. It brings in several aspects that makes the film utter trash. And this is a movie I really don't care for at the end of the day. I'm giving this film a 6 out of 10. Seriously, this film could have been interesting and compelling, but it's just underwhelming in my opinion. And not only that, why does Doug get pushed back in these films? In the first movie, Alan talks about his, wolf pack and all that. But when you only focus on 3 of the characters, it makes me realize why he completely ignoring the Doug character. I mean, he's part of that wolf pack. Nonetheless, the important thing is that this film, it just tries to be its own thing. And what worked for the first one obviously didn't work for its sequel. This is a movie that is obviously the weakest of the trilogy. And it's just a film that's nowhere near as iconic as the first film. And that's my review of The Hangover Part 2. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this film. Do you love it, hate it, or in the middle? Do you think this is the weakest film of the trilogy? As bad as this film is, it's not downright a dumpster fire, but it's close to it. What saves it was the acting performances of Bradley Cooper, Ed Helms, Zach Galifianakis. That's what really somewhat saved this film. Even though, this film's not really that compelling anyway. Alright, up next is my review of The Hangover Part 3. Alright, this is Slim Guy 172 saying, peace out.